Friends, I want to thank everyone for being here today. Thank you for the awesome time that I was able to spend with the sheriffs across Illinois to talk about solutions, to discuss the problems and the future of our state. The timing of today's meetings with our sheriffs across the state is critical because our home is under siege by violent criminals. I'm thankful for the service of these officers. I'm grateful for the opportunity to meet with several sheriffs across the state and hear their concerns and discuss how we can improve public safety all across this state. The safety of our communities and our families is a top priority for me. If there's one thing that we've learned over the last 3 years when it comes to crime, JB, the enabler-in-chief Pritzker, has handcuffed law enforcement and let violent criminals run free. My message today: let's throw the criminals in jail and JB out of office. We won't have peace in Illinois until we fire JB Pritzker. Friends, just look at this past weekend. A woman was robbed at gunpoint in Lakeview. I know many of you have seen that. Just down the street in a park in broad daylight, and she screamed for help. Think about that. And sadly, there was blood and gunfire all over Chicago. Under JB's watch, nearly 50 people were shot and at least 8 dead. This must stop, and we must turn the tide before it gets worse. Our law enforcement officers are alarmed and bracing for the flood of violent criminals about to be released into Illinois neighborhoods thanks to J.B. Pritzker's criminal coddling policies like Safety Act and no cash bail. Friends, it breaks my heart to watch what is happening in our neighborhoods and to our law enforcement members. I've said it before that J.B. Pritzker, Lori Lightfoot, and Kim Fox are the three musketeers of crime, chaos, and tragedy in Chicago. As shootouts and mayhems terrorize the city of Chicago, the trio have more than turned their back on our police officers. They have attacked them. They've threatened their careers. They've endangered their lives. Unfortunately, these same policies are coming to the rest of the state on January 1st. And I think it's important the voters of Illinois understand that. JB and his pals try to hide the truth, but the facts simply don't lie. Illinois violent crime has risen since JB took office and remains above the national average. Illinois has had more than 1,000 homicides in 2020, setting a multi-decade high. Chicago's murder count went up 60% since JB's first year in office, from 498 in 2019 to 797 in 2021. Again, a multi-decade high. With the economy reopening, the Chicagoans leaving their homes, other categories of crime are skyrocketing. Carjackings are up 64%. Theft is up 64%, and burglary is up 28%. When I'm governor, this is how we will restore law and order across Illinois. For starters, we'll stop trying to make the police the enemy, and we'll start working with them to keep innocent people safe. We will repeal the Safety Act, and we will reinstate cash bail everywhere, all across the state. We will repeal limits on pretrial detention for violent criminals. We will surge police support and work with city leadership to find solutions. We will prioritize state funds to hire and retain officers. We will increase sign-on and retention bonuses for police statewide. We will support police and end anonymous, unsworn complaints against them. We will support local ordinances to provide scheduling and mental health release for law enforcement. And we will send a strong message to criminals by increasing penalties for individuals who assault law enforcement and reinstate the death penalty for convicted cop killers. Friends, crime is up and opportunity is down here in Illinois. The time for change is now. It's today. We can't wait any longer. I'm ready to work with law enforcement to turn Illinois around. But first, we must fire J.B. Pritzker.